For a really long time, I have wondered, when does the transmission, the transfer of trauma go from parent to child? Is it teenage years, adolescence, or is it somewhere younger? And what I've come to realize is that it starts really early. It starts whenever there is a consistent pattern of the child having experiences with their own inner world of feelings and emotions that when they are brought to the attention of the parent, it triggers significant emotional discomfort in the parent that they don't know how to deal with in a healthy way, and they begin responding in unhealthy ways. It's as if the parent's emotional discomfort now trumps that of the child, and the parent chooses behaviors that creates comfort for them at the expense of creating discomfort for their child. And again, this does start really early. I'm confident that it starts before the age of 5, and I'm also confident that it starts as early as infancy and the age of a newborn. Some parents have not had healthy emotional experiences with their own parents when they were children. And if your parents didn't respond to you in a healthy way when you were a newborn or an infant and you cried out for food, to be held, to have your diaper changed, maybe because you were tired and your parents ignored you for extended periods of time consistently, it teaches that child that I have to make some adjustments here. Nobody's coming to care for me. And over time, that child will probably stop crying as frequently, and their nervous system is also registering that nobody cares, nobody sees me, nobody hears me. And as they get older, if they're having that experience in infancy or as a newborn, I guarantee you it doesn't stop as they get older. It just gets worse. But as children get older and they enter the age of being a toddler, there's something unique that happens because as a baby, they don't have verbal communication skills. All they have is crying to get their needs met. They cry, and parents, they come and they respond. And, you kind of go through your checklist to see what need is it that needs to be met, and you take care of it. But when children hit whatever age it is where they learn how to communicate verbally well enough that the parent can understand and comprehend what it is that they're saying and what it is that they need or want, there's some type of shift that happens in the minds of many parents. It's almost as if they believe that verbal communication now has replaced the nonverbal emotional communication. And that couldn't be more inaccurate. It's simply not true. When children learn how to communicate, this is a stage where verbal communication is now supposed to merge with their emotional communication of feelings and emotions. Meaning that when they have experiences that create big emotional experiences for them, where maybe they feel sad, angry, or hurt, and you can see it based on their facial expression, or maybe they come to you crying, they need you to soothe them. They need you sometimes to talk to them and help them to process through the experience of what happened, to help them understand that they're okay and that they're safe now, and that they can respond in these ways. And when they're not getting that information from an emotionally healthy parent, they are left to their own devices to reason it out in their own childlike mind. So if you've got a child that's on the playground and maybe somebody, I don't know, maybe somebody took a toy from them, or maybe somebody pushed them off the swing that they were swinging on and took it from them, and your child comes to you crying, wanting you to help them resolve this issue, and if you don't respond in a healthy way, your child is essentially learning that I can't bring my problems to my parents, because when I do, like, they shut down, they distance themselves from me, they get angry, they get upset, and they start making me feel like really scary on the inside. I start feeling afraid, and I start feeling just really uncomfortable on the inside. Children don't understand what exactly it is that's happening, but what they do know for a fact is that on the inside, it feels scary. It feels uncomfortable. And they need you to help them process through their feelings and emotions. And if you leave them to their own devices, their own reasoning devices, that's essentially what they will do. They will try to figure out solutions to the issues that they are having based on the level of mental and emotional development that they have. And if you as a parent, if you're not modeling healthy emotional language, healthy behaviors when you have big feelings and emotions, your children will also be underdeveloped emotionally. Emotional language is a skill that must be learned, just like the English, Spanish, or French language. It's not something that children are born with. Yes, they have all of the feelings, but they don't have the necessary skills to process through the feelings and emotions, to understand what these signals are communicating to them and how to respond in a healthy way. And this is why it is so important for parents to get really, really honest with yourself about the experiences that you've had in your childhood, how they have impacted you, so you can prevent and or minimize the level of trauma that you are passing to your children. Your feelings and emotions are not your enemy. They are tools. They are necessary tools for the human experience. Your feelings and emotions are tools for direction, protection, and connection. And when you have experiences that consistently invalidate your inner world of feelings and emotions as a child at an early age, it teaches you to disconnect from your feelings and emotions because they become scary. They feel like a threat. And as a result of doing this, it limits your ability as you continue to mature, like age-wise. It limits your ability to discern well when you are making choices as far as connections with other people, when you're establishing friendships and relationships with people that you'll be dating. It makes it challenging to discern well who you need to protect yourself from. And it makes it challenging to know which direction you should go in when you're faced with circumstances about, should I go with this crowd or should I do something different? It seems fun, it looks fun, it'll make me feel good, but then there's no concept, there's no consideration of what impact it could have long term. What could be the end result? Because emotionally, your child is underdeveloped. And this is why it is so important that you as a parent get really honest about the experiences you've had in your childhood, how they have impacted you, and work on healing. Healing, going to therapy is not a bad thing. And regardless of where you are in your parenting journey, there is no need to feel ashamed, to feel bad. My content is not about blame. I know a lot of us have grown up with parents that were not emotionally mature, and they said or did things that were hurtful and harmful to us. And I really need you to understand this. It serves you. There is no service in trying to figure out who can you blame for the pain that lives inside of you. If they knew better, they would have done better. The important thing is that now you do the work to heal you, because the pain is living inside of you. And if you don't want your children to hurt the way you hurt in your childhood, it is so important that you seek therapy so that you can minimize and eliminate passing that pain to your children.